Are you ready to be part of a journey of inspiration and connection? Do you have a goosebump tingling tale that shook your world? Share your story here on Divinely Connected. I, your host and medium, Ange McClellan, know the power that our words and experience hold. By sharing our stories of intuition, connection, and synchronicity, it validates and allows others to trust in theirs. We have started a new series, Storytime Sunday, where I will be featuring and sharing your words and hope that they bring comfort and confidence to our listeners. If you have an experience you want to share, head over to angemcclellan.com/share your story. Hey, it's Ange, and I'm here with a Storytime Sunday for you. Sandy wrote in this beautiful story that I cannot wait to share with you. This is what she says. My angel, Brianna Nicole, passed away in 2009 and has been sending me so many signs ever since to let me know she's always guiding me. This one sign really got my attention. My friend Natasha and I were out for a drive to Lawrence Beach this past summer, and we always look for signs from our angels when we are together. We ended up going into a little cafe for lunch on our way to the beach. Upon returning to our vehicle, I happened to look down along the path we were walking and noticed a credit card was peeking out of the grass. I couldn't believe my eyes and let out a scream. No way. Look at this, Natasha, I said. It's my daughter's first and middle name on the card, Brianna Nicole. That's crazy. I was like, what are you trying to tell us? We were full of goosebumps, as I am right now, and knew it was a sign to get our attention. Within a half an hour of receiving the card, the alerts were all over our phones that the Tintalin forests were on fire. Natasha just made it home to get her dog out of the house and enough time to grab a few personal belongings. We were both thankful for the signs from Brianna that day. She is my little angel who always sends me nudges or synchronicities to let me know she's always with me. Oh my God. The goosebumps. The goosebumps. One, Sandy, I think it's so beautiful that you have such a knowing and trust with Brianna, right? Knowing that she's always letting you know that she's there and guiding you. I love that your heart is so open to that. I also love that you have such a beautiful friend in Natasha where you guys can be so open and supporting each other as you're receiving your signs and symbols, because that really, really makes such a difference. And I have always stated, depending on how long you have followed me, if it wasn't for my soul sister, Melissa, I don't even know if you would know my name, because she believed in me way before I believed in me. And so it is just, those relationships are so valuable to be so authentic and organic, especially where spirituality, spiritual belief systems can be easily criticized and unsupported. So I love that for you too. Back to the story. Okay. And, and this is what I love, because when you start to break it down, right, even maybe with a cynical eye, what are the chances that is the cafe, that you guys go to the beach that day, that cafe is where you end up, that you park where you parked, so that you would have to walk that specific path to then to look down and notice how many times are our heads in our phone and we're chatting away, or we're worrying about the next thing that we have to do, right? We are rarely present. So for you to be going to the beach that day, stopping at that cafe, parking in that parking spot, walking that specific path, and having enough awareness for your surroundings to notice a card sticking out of the grass, to have the curiosity to go check it out. Like, you can't make this up, right? Like, you can't make this up. That is too much for it to not be divinely led, right? And then to look at the card and not only have the first name, but the second name of your daughter. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, isn't it? And so it is beautiful for her to show up for you consistently, so directly and so clearly. And it is then to have the full circle moment and reassurance that provided. So of course you would get the notifications that the forests are on fire. And that was so extreme and so stressful and so scary that there was the baseline that Brianna, your little angel, is looking after you, that she's with you through this experience to give you that support through an extremely challenging time. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think she is amazing at always sending you signs and synchronicities and showing up for you. And I think it's amazing that you allow your heart to be open to receiving, and that you and Natasha that day were so deeply impacted and forever changed, because you will never forget that. Natasha will never forget that. Our listeners, that story will stick with them. Not only does that validate experiences that they've had, because as you were listening, I know you're thinking of your story of how your loved one has shown up for you. Or maybe it was your divine team and you don't even know who's showing up for you. But this is my opinion, right? And a lot of the times in readings, people will be like, okay, who's my spirit team? Like, what names? Give me names. And in my opinion, I always say, listen, I don't care who is loving and guiding me from the other side, as long as they continue to love and guide me. Right? And so sometimes we don't even know who's watching over us. And that is just the power of the divine. That is the power of what we cannot see. We can only see a teeny tiny little bit of our true divine truth. But I absolutely love how they have the ability to show up for us, to let us know that we are truly never alone. Thank you, Sandy, so much for sharing your story with us today. Thank you for joining me on this journey of connection and love. As we conclude another episode, I want to express my deepest gratitude to you. To be able to do this work, it is a profound privilege for me. I have learned so much through my connections with you in spirit. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your spiritual journey. And thank you for being a part of mine. Remember, the connections with your departed loved ones are timeless and eternal. May the messages shared here bring you comfort, healing, and a renewed sense of hope. I'll leave that with you. May you walk in the light of love and know that you are always divinely connected. I am Ange McClellan, your host and medium, sending you light and love always.